Obviously, you're a part of this huge phenomenon, from the books to the first film. Were you kind of prepared for what it would be like going in, and the fandom and the craziness and the just excitement going in?
Yeah, you know, it's huge. It's larger than life. I think if you try and think about that and wrap your head around that and live up to that, I think you'll fall short every time. But we'd had, you know, the benefit of seeing, you know, the first go around, you know, so you kind of see how crazy it got the first time, and you sort of expect that, you know, it's going to continue to grow and escalate, and that's a wonderful, cool thing to be a part of. But you know, I think you just appreciate it for what it is, and you know, do your best to breathe life into that character. But you know, to try and wrap your head around how insanely huge this is you'd go crazy. So
I don't think anyone could have prepared me for what to expect when they announced that I was playing Cashmere. It was insane, but it was wonderful. The fans were so receptive and sweet. And
was it anything like you think it is? I mean, you know, obviously when you're like, okay, it's going to be crazy, but then when you're in it, is it, you know, a totally different level?
Yes, and for me, when they made my announcement, that was the first real moment for me. You know, that was when I realized, okay, this is happening. This is it. So, you know, that was the moment that it became real, and it was game on from there.
You're going through obviously weapons trainings because you're heading into the arena and being tributes. But is that more difficult than, I guess, character training, the Hunger Games training, knowing the universe, you know, going into like the Hunger Games wiki and getting really in depth? I mean, which is more challenging at that point, the depth of the characters or the physicality of it?
You know, one is sweat equity and one is, you know, mental, you know, acuity. I think, you know, we have to do our own acrobatics, you know, in our room by ourselves, and I think that takes a certain kind of discipline to like wrap your head around the characters and dive into the books and see what, you know, the author was really trying to bring to life. You know, that's one kind of gymnastics, I would say, but you know, I think people are so averse to any kind of pain that you don't want to have to put yourself through 8 hours of like tumbling and knife throwing and push-ups and whatever. You know, because you feel it and you see it and you're like dying, drenched in sweat, and like nobody wants to do that to themselves. But I think it's just balancing both, and I think that both are just as challenging. You know, one is more of a self-discipline, one is more like, just punish me, all right, I'm ready.
No.
Do your worst.
It was worth it. It made me stronger as a person as a whole.
I mean, there's just so much information in building this world. I mean, even if you were to go into the smallest characters, there's just tons there. So I mean, how in depth of that did you go, knowing what the source material was, and then how much did you try to go a little bit fresher so that you have something and you're not just you know, translating it from page to screen?
Well, luckily, there was a good bit of information to go off of to begin with. Obviously, meeting Alan one-on-one, we were able to build more on the sibling relationship that Cashmere and Gloss have. So that was nice, and then combining the two, we were able to go from there, and with guidance from Francis was really nice. So I think we ended up with just enough.
Crazier fandom, the Hunger Games or The Price is Right?
Okay. Hunger Games is more passionate and more sweet. The Price is Right is more of what could give you nightmares at night.
And then I want to ask you one question about Ninja Turtles, because obviously there's, when you have these properties, the fans not are skeptical, but they're very suicidal, I guess, about whether or not things get done well or right. What can you tell people out there, since we haven't seen anything, it's been very mysterious, other than people in mocap suits, that would kind of alleviate their fears?
I think everybody, you know, just like with the Hunger Games, you know, the fans would be disappointed if all of a sudden the movie was about something untrue to the source material, you know, and I think there are rumors that the Ninja Turtles franchise is not going to be true to the source material, and it's unfortunate because that's not the case. There's new life, it's bigger and better than ever, but it's very true to the source material, so the fans that are diehard fans that grew up with it like I did are going to love it. They're going to be pleased, for sure.